You will get better lighting in just a second, that's not a problem at all. So you're here because your tarantula died, or one of your friend's tarantulas died, and now you want to do a tarantula taxidermy, but don't know how it actually works. Then you are totally right here, because I will exactly show you how to do this. Here I have a matured female Grammostola rosea. A friend of mine kept this one. Take your tarantula and put it onto a new kitchen wall, like I do, and stretch every leg of the tarantula, which will help us to not break any of them. Normally, the abdomen of the tarantula should be filled normally with guts, but in my case, just because this tarantula had a very thick abdomen, during the freezing process and after the unfreezing process, the skin broke and fluids were able to get out. That's the reason why this abdomen is not filled entirely. But that just means it will make it harder for me and easier for you. You need kitchen rolls, cotton, some kind of tweezers, and a very sharp knife. There are even special knives that are made for preparation. It will help you a lot, but you don't need it necessarily. And you need Q-tips too. Step number 1. Take your sharp knife. With this we will cut open the abdomen, so we will be able to remove any guts that are still inside. If there is anything on the skin or on the abdomen of the tarantula before you start taxidermy, make sure to remove it. Now you will have to make a straight cut. Here's a graphic for you to understand where you have to make the cut. This is not easy at all, because we don't want to destroy anything, and you have to keep being patient while trying to make this cut at the abdomen. In addition, you also have to remove any fluids that come out during the process of the tarantula taxidermy. Otherwise, the skin of the tarantula will not look good in the end. The cut is made and we cleaned up everything around the cut. Now we can immediately start to remove the guts. Take your tweezers and remove the biggest guts you can see or you can grab. Don't forget any corners, because sometimes the guts are also stuck on the inside and you don't want to miss it. The biggest guts are removed now, so it's time to use Q-tips, with which you can remove the mentioned guts on the inside of the abdomen skin pretty well. Besides, the Q-tips can reach corners you are not able to reach with your tweezers. Be careful not to break the skin. Patience is key. Now you know what to do. Follow these 3 steps. Remove big guts with your tweezers. Use Q-tips for small guts or places you can't reach with your tweezers. And after every gut removed, please remember to keep the abdomen clean. If you think you're done with this, so the guts in the abdomen are removed all together, take some pieces of kitchen wool, form them into a ball, and then stuff them into the abdomen. It will not be the final stuffing process. With this, we will get the fluids that are still inside out of the tarantula. Fluids will not stick to the cotton that we will fill in after this. Now you have to wait a few minutes, so the kitchen towels will be able to suck the fluids out. And here you can see how the abdomen of this tarantula looks, because the skin broke while unfreezing, because it was so thick. Now we remove the wet paper towel balls, and you may repeat it as long as the abdomen is wet. You're done with that? Perfect. It's time to stuff the abdomen. And we use cotton for this. We, like with the kitchen towels, make small balls out of it. And then we put them inside of the tarantula's abdomen. Still, be careful not to break anything. and take your time, because what you're doing now will definitely influence the outcome in the end. So make sure that you don't miss any corners and that the abdomen is properly filled. But of course, it shouldn't be filled too much. It's pretty useful to stop stuffing after you put in 2 or 3 balls and then look at the abdomen from the other side. Then you'll be able to see where more balls have to be put. I'm pretty satisfied. This is how it looks now. Again, it will look differently at your tarantula because you made a different cut. To close the cut, I use super glue, but here, after being attentive all the time to the skin of the tarantula, be way more attentive now with putting super glue on it. You don't want to ruin what you've done so far. And if the super glue once sticks to the skin of the tarantula, it will not get off again, and by trying you will break it. If there's still a gap, try to push the sides together. And here you see that it's easier with your cut. You have to push the left and the right side together. And if it sticks, your tarantula abdomen is closed. Because of my way to cut and because of the problem while unfreezing, there's still some cotton that can be seen. But in the end, look, that's how far we came. We are almost done, but there are still some guts inside this area of the tarantula, which have to be removed as well. The tarantula itself almost shows you where to cut. It's this round thing in the middle. Its skin is way harder right here, so it's harder for us to open it. Yes, we can see guts inside, but after removing almost everything that was inside, I have to tell you, with this tarantula, there was not much inside. Which could come because the fluids already came out because of the unfreezing problem. So I definitely recommend you to try out to look whether there are much guts inside. Again, Q-tips for removing fluids that are still inside, and you stuff this area like you did with the abdomen with cotton balls. That's how it looks after stuffing. We have to glue the part we cut off back onto the tarantula. Do this very quickly because you don't want the super glue to stuck on the cotton, because then if you remove the super glue, the cotton will be pulled out again. We want it to stay inside, so you don't want this to happen. You managed to do that too? Awesome! Now we can look at what we've done. That's the outcome. Our tarantula is fully stuffed and nothing can rot inside. We are able to mount it now. Before mounting, I put the tarantula on a kitchen towel in like this position for half an hour or for an hour, but this is not necessarily needed. You can also instantly try to mount it. I do it because I want fluids that are still on the skin under the tarantula to stuck onto the kitchen roll. And by lying it down there, I can remove the tarantula after an hour and all the fluids are on the kitchen towel. Here you can see the legs are still movable and they will be in an hour and 2 as well. That's not the problem. Make sure to watch until the end. Now I will show you how I mount the tarantula. You can do what you want with it, so be creative. With that said, I hope you did a great taxidermy. Let me know if I was able to help you and see you next time.